Hello, Courtney here. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. I have been wanting to come on here and do this for a while, but to be honest, I've had some major life events come up, and I will talk about those as we go. So, I wanted to do a check in with the Better at 50, how it had gone. I had challenged myself at 48 to be better at 50. I had a health crisis. What threw me into that health crisis was I went into 48. I was 48, maybe I was turning 48. I was 47, about to be 48, and I got sick and I had started doing keto and was having some really bad problems. And one day coming home from work, my heart started racing. And even though I worked for a cardiologist, I didn't want anybody at work to know that I was sick, and I went straight to my family doctor, and they determined that something was wrong with my heart. It turned out to be congenital, meaning I was born with it, but it was probably exacerbated by maybe weight. It took about 6 months at weight, thyroid medicine, autoimmune. And when they were checking me out, I had these weird rashes, and my knuckles were kind of swollen. And they also discovered through a series of seeing specialists over 6 months' time that I had rheumatoid arthritis. I had 2 growths in my throat on my thyroid. I have thyroid disease. And I had 2 leaky valves and a high pressure in my aorta. And basically, they just told me to go home, except for my rheumatologist. My rheumatologist suggested that I go on a whole food plant-based diet. He didn't say it like that. He said, these are the things you shouldn't eat, and these are the things you should eat. And so I slowly weaned myself down. I was already eating healthy. I've always been healthy. I've been vegetarian for a while. Healthy in my eyes, what was healthy, not whole food plant-based. And so if you're watching here, I was eating clean. I ate clean, non-processed food mostly. I was eating organic, grass-fed this, grass-fed that. And but I was about 147 pounds, 142 to 147. I am 5'4", and I just didn't think too much of that, because that's about what my mom and my grandma weighed at my age at the time. And I worked out, I ate what I thought was a healthy diet, but the only thing I knew to do was to lose the weight. Now, at the time I went to the doctor, I had already lost a little. My high weight was 156. Granted, I was lifting weights, I was working out, so I was a fit and strong 156. So I just want to make that point clear, because it's very relative. Everyone's different. So I went low carb, clean low carb, and clean meaning mainly chicken and fish, only red meat occasionally. I ate like 5 to 9 servings of vegetables a day. I ate berries, and I did do whole milk dairy. And my doctor encouraged me to get off dairy and to get off meat and to get off carbonation. So it took a while. It took about a year, and I just had I got kind of stuck. I went from 147 down to 142, and I kind of was just stuck there, and I couldn't really get anything to go. So I decided to go plant-based, because that seemed more in line with my ethics and how I felt about what was truly healthy. Plus, I work for the Dr. Dean Ornish Reversal program, which promotes a healthy diet, healthy plant-based diet with as little as 5 to 10% of a little bit of dairy, lean, low-fat, non-fat dairy. So I decided to go that way, Ornish, with a little bit of meat and seafood. I was going to go pescatarian, if you will. And the more I studied, the more I found out about fish and seafood and how contaminated it is and how much fat is actually in it and cholesterol, and I decided not to do that either. So I went whole food plant-based with I say whole food, mostly whole food. I did use supplements, substitutes, and things like that for a while to wean off the dairy and to wean off of things like meat. I would buy the Gardein fish, they were like fish patties, or I don't know, fish sticks kind of, and veggie burgers and things like that. And that helped for a while, and I lost a little bit more. I dropped down to 138. Well, the more you study, the more the stuff comes up, because we all know how algorithms worked. And finally, I discovered the whole food plant-based movement of no oil for the very best heart health. And I also previously had realized that my husband's cholesterol was going up, and he's already had 5 bypasses and 2 stents. So we've been whole food plant-based now for no oil for about 6 months. I had already was no sugar, no gluten previous, and I am now down to 127 and a half. So I'm almost down 30 pounds from a size 12 to a size 6. And I want to lose a few more pounds because I am only 5'4", and a lean weight for me would be 122 to 126, and I would like to get in that range. So I just have a little bit more to go. Unfortunately, fortunately, the results of all of that were this summer I passed all of my heart tests. I was not previously able to pass a stress test or a nuclear test. My heart was not working properly. And this summer I passed with flying colors, like someone 20 years younger than my age, because I'm 50. Well, unfortunately, I was in a car wreck right after that. A lady sideswiped my husband and I got a pretty severe concussion. It has not affected my weight, but I wasn't able to do much working out. So after I got through rehabilitating with that, still struggling with memory loss, I started working out again. I didn't quite get back up to where I was when my husband's office had an outbreak of COVID, and he brought it home and shared it with me. So, not that I'm blaming him. He did the best he could. So I got COVID, and now I have been working out. I do high intensity interval training. I do walking. I go hiking. I do yoga. I stretch every morning. I work out about 150 to 300 minutes a week, depending on what I'm doing that week. And I've been having some trouble breathing. And the short version is my heart is enlarged and I have fluid on my lungs. I have post-COVID syndrome. So I can't really get my heart rate up at all. I carry this little doodad, this pulse oximeter, to keep an eye on my heart rate. But the good news is I was very healthy when this happened, so hopefully I can recover. I did just try to walk, and normally I'll walk like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, depending on the time, at almost 3.7 miles per hour, and I had to get off at 13 minutes and 2.2 miles an hour because I couldn't breathe. So I'm still trying to move a little, but trying to avoid getting my heart rate up. I'm about to go do a little yoga video and even though I'm a yoga therapist, I like videos because I don't have to think about it. It's a really gentle one that I used to do when I was younger. So my plan is to do about 15 to 20 minutes of yoga every day, very gentle and very light walking. I want to do a mile a day, but I'm not going to push it. And today I felt like I might be pushing it, and I've already done 160 minutes of exercise this week. So yes, I probably have a problem with exercise. It's become a habit for me, and I don't want to stop that habit. I've worked out 6 days a week now, 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes 7 for 2 years. And I don't want to lose that because of this. So I'm trying to do as gentle exercise as possible. So I'm very happy with the Better at 50 challenge. The other thing is I'm letting my hair grow natural, which I dyed it dark with a semi-permanent, as close to natural as possible. It looks like it's coming in kind of an ashy gray with silver. Cool with that. I want to be more minimalist when it comes to self-care. So I'm not doing my nails anymore. I'm just cutting and file them. I will go get a basic manicure now and again. I'm going natural with my hair. I don't know what else there is to say I'm natural about. I'm just not doing anything to my body that has to be maintained at a high level. So for instance, there's no plastic surgery, no Botox, no fillers. Not saying I don't have the right to change my mind, but that's just how I'm approaching this year of 50. Financially, I'd like to talk to you about that because I also am a financial blogger. And if you have followed me, and I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick, that 9 years ago, I was broke, divorced, single mom of 4 teenagers, hard as hell. And now, over the past couple years at 47, since we moved out here to the farm, we are completely out of debt. We have been for a while. I had 1 car payment left. We are completely out of debt. We have a full year's income, and we have paid off over half the house, actually almost 60% of the house, in about two and a half, 3 years. And by the end of this coming year, we should have the house paid off. We are maxing out our IRAs. The max on those is $14,000 a year, and we are kind of late to the game because we both had some major setbacks with divorces, and just honestly not focusing enough on retirement savings because we had kids and life and didn't really know how much we were supposed to be saving. And so our goal is, I set the goal today to be financially independent, where we have enough money coming in to support our lifestyle in December of 2026. So at that point, we should both be able to fully retire. I don't know if I will. My husband probably will, and be drawing enough income off of our investments, my husband's pension, and Social Security to live on, and have a runway of 4 years, meaning we would have 4 years of income in the bank, in a money market, a high yield savings, to give me should something happen to him and I need it. It's also just a security blanket, but in our investments, we'll be maxing those out as soon as the house is paid off. We make a low 6-figure income, so I don't really think it's appropriate to give that, but let's just say that it's low 6 figures, low 6 figures, not much over 5 figures, and we live on anywhere, depending on the year that we have, anywhere from 30 to 50% of that, and the rest goes into savings and house payment, and we cash flow our life. So I'm really happy with where we are. We discovered financial independence. I was 48 when I discovered it, the movement, financial independence, and we will use it for me to retire early and for my husband to retire comfortably. He would have not been able to retire comfortably had we not done this. So that's where we are. I'm very happy. I honestly never thought that at 50 years old I would be financially secure, weigh what I weighed in my 20s, but I'm going to tell you, it's been hard work. My husband and I work multiple jobs. He's a police officer. I work in a medical facility part-time. We own an Airbnb, and we own a roofing company that I do all the desk work. He does the grunt work. So things are good. We work our butts off to lose weight. I have eaten extremely healthy and worked out for 2.5 straight years. So it hasn't been without effort that I come to you and tell you this today. But I'm very proud of myself, and I wanted to share that with you. If you have any questions, also, I have a group on Facebook with one of my dear friends called Plant-Based Best Life with Rena and Courtney. If you would like to learn more about plant-based eating, you can follow me online at Courtney Robinson. I don't know if it's Courtney Butler Robinson or Courtney Robinson Holistic Living. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I have written a couple of books on yoga, and I have a course on yoga for special populations. That's all I do. I am a public speaker. Sometimes people pay me to come speak. Sometimes I volunteer. But yeah, that's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Thumbs up and subscribe if you like this content. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.